Hello, my name is Thor. Um, it's a long time since the last video on End Time Talks. So, welcome to old and new friends of End Time Talks. We have moved since the last video. Moved away from the camper, and now we have moved into a house on the countryside. So it's amazing. God has really blessed us with a wonderful place with birds in the garden and deer, and it's wonderful. So we're quite happy, and there's a lot of things to do. So therefore, yeah, I am not able to make as many videos as I used to, but this is the latest message that the Lord gave me on April 24, and I'll read it to you. My son, write down the words I speak to your heart today. My spirit shall not endure with men forever. Therefore, their days shall be 120 years. For my wrath is about to be ignited by all the evil that is going on the earth. Evil men conspire against me and my anointed, saying, let us shake the yoke of the Lord from us and be free. How naive you are, dear children of men, and how easily you allow your hearts to be deceived by slippery tongues who desire to throw you into the pits of hell. There is a great division of the children of men into sheep and goats. Narrow is the path that I lead the sheep on, and wide is the path that the goats herd down like slaughter animals on their way to their destruction. As the days go by and the deception spreads, it will become increasingly difficult for my children to find opportunities to live as normal in society as you once knew. Life will never be normal again, and you must learn to trust me more and more in order to survive. Have I not said that I will lead you into the waters of rest? Did I not lead the people of Israel through the wilderness for 40 years? Did they miss anything on the trip? Do not be so concerned about what you are going to eat and what clothes to wear. I will provide for you as the birds in the field. The society around you will make it increasingly difficult for you to stand firm on my word, and then you have to choose. Compromise and bow down to the demands of the authorities, or stand by my word and say goodbye to the privileges. For some, it will be about losing their job. For others, it will mean saying goodbye to friends they thought they could trust. For some, you will have to move to another place, and for some, you might end up in prison. No matter what they threaten you with, they cannot take away my blessing upon you. You can freely give it away like Esau did. He gave away his birthright for a meal. Do not be unholy like him and give away your lives in eternity with me for a piece of false security. It's not worth it. Esau repented and wept, but did not find repentance, even though he earnestly sought it with tears. When the authorities come up with their demands, which obviously goes against my word, you just have to say, no thanks. We believe in a God who forbids us to follow your demands. Do not be intimidated by the threats, but see it only as joy that you are found worthy to be persecuted for my name's sake. And here comes the cat. Go to my word and see what happened when my people cried out to me in their distress, and you will be greatly encouraged to do the same. Right now, you have a time of some reliefs, but do not be deceived. Behind the scenes, there are evil plans to snare you in an even denser net. In the end, you will not have a shred of freedom left unless you follow government directives. Spend this time well and ask me for advice on what to do and how to prepare. For some, you might have to sell your house and move to the countryside. For others, it might be to seek fellowship with like-minded people and starting to pray together. I am preparing my bride for these days. I prepare her for a life in the wilderness, where I will take care of her and take care of her in ways that only I can do. Do not put your trust in people who hate everything I am and everything I do, for they will never set you free again and will not give up until you all are slaves. Do not let them deceive you, but trust in my word. When the tremor starts in earnest, you will understand that it is I who is behind it. In that day you shall not be afraid, but do as the saints which saw Babylon fall. They lifted up their voice in praise and worship unto the Lord our God. Do not be afraid, little flock, for it has pleased the Lord to give you the kingdom. Prepare your hearts for suffering and persecution, but do not be afraid and do not look anxiously, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. You who seem to be standing, make sure you do not fall. Your Father in heaven, who loves you and prays for you.